Today on Geek Devotions, we're talking about a new show called Golden Age.
You know, that's all good and dandy, but I'm ready for Anime April, and I know how to make that happen. Yes, I have it. Just need to get crystals. This was inevitable.
Okay. Today, this is Geek Devotions. Today we're talking about Rurouni Kenshin, and it's Anime April. Hello and welcome to Geek Devotions, the show from devoted geeks who are devoted to letting people know that they are loved. I am Celeste, and we are so glad that you have hit play today. Apparently Dallas was just too excited about Anime April that he decided to start it a week early. Yay! We're gonna have a discussion about that later. But anyway, might need to talk to the Infinity Bros. Like, why'd you give him the glove? Why? Today we're talking about a classic anime called Rurouni Kenshin. It is one of my favorites. I love it. It was my starter anime, my Pikachu or my Squirtle, if you will. It was the one that got me to love anime. Now, for those of you who don't know, the first few episodes, Rurouni Kenshin is a show about a man who is known as Batosai, or the Manslayer. He helped bring in the Meiji era. It is a historical anime, which is part of why I was like, ooh, this is fun. But he decides after the war is over, after the Meiji era has started, that he wants to live a life of peace. And through the first several episodes, you see his past keeps coming back at him, trying to make him something he doesn't want to be. You see multiple times where he's offered roles in the government if he will return to who he was. And in the 6th and the 7th episode, we see another Manslayer who was in the same regiment as Kenshin, discovers him and goes, I want to be killed by the Manslayer. I want to fight him. Because that's what you do? I don't know. Guy's psycho. Anyway, he decides he wants to fight Kenshin, and he goes as far as to capture Kaoru in order to make Kenshin go as far as he needs to go to become the person he was instead of the person that he is. At the end of the episode, which I won't tell you how it turns out, but at the end of the episode, Kenshin does a voiceover and it says, you know, I may be the Manslayer, always, but I don't have to act on it. Kenshin is showing that we can choose how we respond. Just because you were something in the past, just because you were a sinner, we all were sinners, we all are sinners, doesn't mean we have to stay in that life of sin. In Ephesians, it says this, to put off your old self, which belongs to your former manner of life and is corrupt through deceitful desires, and to be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and to put on the new self, created after the likeness of God in true righteousness and holiness. We daily get to choose to accept God's grace. We've talked about that before. We daily get to choose who we're gonna be. The more you do something, the easier it is. So while you're a new Christian, you may not have as easy of a time going, I'm going to choose righteousness, but a repetitive choice every day of deciding to go, I'm going to be more and more like God. It gets easier. It never gets to the point of where you don't have to make the choice. You always have the choice to go back and become a sinner, but you don't have to. You don't have to live in the life that you lived in. I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and the young lady who was on there had lived a terrible life. She had been someone who didn't even know the idea of God. She dabbled in things that a lot of us would go, ooh, that's a lot. But she chose to leave that behind her. She chose to live and work to be in the likeness of Christ. And as a result, her and her husband have had an impact on our city. So always remember that you do have the choice to live righteously, to live and work to become in the likeness of God. You can do that. Okay, guys, well, that was your question for the week. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget that it's Anime April, so we're gonna have lots of stuff on the website. We're gonna have podcasts about it. I know for a fact 2 of our writing team are going through some sad animes, and they're gonna compare and contrast their opinions about them. It's gonna be interesting, and I'm very thankful for them doing that because I don't like sad anime. I don't wanna make myself cry. Not my thing, but it's gonna be awesome. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And also thank you to our patrons. Because of our patrons, we are able to do so much stuff that is high quality. We're very thankful for them. Okay, guys, it is now time for the question of the week. The week. Question of the week is this. What's your favorite old school anime? Kenshin came out in 1989. I didn't discover it until the early 2000s, but 89. So that's an older anime. But what's your favorite? I'm pretty sure that Dallas's may be Tenchi Muyo or Dragon Ball Z or maybe Yu Yu Hakusho. So I don't know for sure. Maybe he'll leave a comment down below. Okay, guys, all that being said, stay devoted. Peace and love. Hey, Dallas, stop snapping things.